Hey everybody, it's Phil Struzula from Select Software Reviews, and today I want to talk about what I think is probably the single best pro tip that I can give any HR or talent acquisition organization when they're buying new technology. And this is what I call the cross-functional buying committee, or just cross-functional buying. Sort of sounds like a business jargon sort of thing that doesn't mean anything. Let me explain it. So the basic idea is that you get people from marketing, engineering, sales, etc. to help you ideate on what technology to use, to buy it, and to implement it. Here's a story that sort of exemplifies how this works, why it's so important, and why it's so powerful, why I actually would say it's the number one tip that I would give companies. So talking to a friend of mine, she was a director of people ops at a company, wanted to get a performance management system. Flat out, CFO said, no, we cannot spend $50,000 on a new performance management system. That's insane. So kudos to her. What she did was on Slack, this is my visual representation of Slack, and through email, she just put it out there like, hey guys, I think we need to increase the culture quotient in this organization. Does anybody else feel the same way? Do you want to help me out? And what's interesting is that a bunch of people raised their hand, people from marketing, sales, engineering, basically across the company. And they said, yeah, I'll help out. These people that raise their hand to do extra work, they're the gunners of the organization, they're the rising stars, they're the people that other people look up to, that they give credibility to, and they're also usually pretty smart. And so what she did was she created this team of sort of like 6 people. They got together, she sort of laid out like, here's the problem, here's what I think the upside is, here are some ideas, and they ideated. They thought about what are the different ways that we can increase our culture quotient in order to increase retention, do all that good stuff that impacts the business, right? And so they were able to have that session, and performance management was sort of the thing that came out of that. It's still, and maybe this is because she was sort of hard charging for it, but that was the initiative that they settled on. So she went out, she did some research, she came back to the committee, hey, here's the research, here's the one I think we should go with, okay. They all went back to the CFO, and the CFO, because the director of marketing, because the gunner in the engineering organization, et cetera, were behind it, said, yes, we can find that $50,000. And the really cool thing is that when they went to implement it, of course, this is like many tools in HR used by the entire organization. Every employee has to touch this thing. She had people in each functional area to evangelize it, to tell the why to the employees and say, hey, this isn't just like something from somebody in people operations, which we should pay attention to, but like, this is something that I'm behind as well, and here's why it matters to the marketing team, to the engineering team, to the sales team, etc. So again, this whole cross-functional buying thing, you're gonna be shocked by the people in your organization who care about employer branding. Like, you'll find people on the engineering team who care about employer branding, who care about sourcing the right people, who care about culture, of course, that's a big one that a lot of people care about, that will raise their hand, that will do some of the work. They're not gonna execute it, they're not gonna be on every demo, but they're gonna be there to help you get better ideas, to help you vet the right technology, to help you get the budget, because that's one of the biggest things that these folks know how to do well, and of course, be there for implementation, especially with those pieces of technology that the rest of the organization touches. Again, Phil Struzula from Select Software Reviews. Let me know if you've used this strategy. Would be super curious to hear what tweaks you have on this general strategy.